And Drake, this how I be feeling, bro. Like, work hard, bro. Stay focused. Stay on your path. Stay on your fucking grind. I be trying to tell people this shit all the time, bro. I love when niggas bet against me. I love when people bet against me, bro. I love it, bro. Look, y'all remember when I was like 19? It was like, no, you never gonna have like your own shit going. And this really don't even mean shit, cause this is not what we grind for. It's just the little add-ons that come with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go so hard, it just come with it. When you go hard, bro, you grind that. Like, you really just stay true to yourself, bro. These are just add-ons. I call them add-ons, bro. They just add on. You don't need it. I don't need it. You don't need it. We don't need it. But they add on because you grinded for this, bro. They bet against you, and they lost their bread. You should have bet, yo. You did bad, gang. But I did better. You know what I'm saying? You do you, but I'm going to do better, though, bro.
What's going on, everybody? It's Coach / I'm the King of Fitness. I know a lot of y'all don't know my story, but I'm coming from 311 pounds. I lost over 120 pounds. Went through a very dark, depressed time in my life. Working out saved me. That's why I try to encourage everybody to start working out, because without fitness, I probably wouldn't even be here. You know, whatever you're going through, work out. Whatever you're dealing with mentally, work out. Whatever you feel like you're trying to get better at, I'm telling you, working out, it just opens the mind. It does everything for your life. No matter how many times you fail, you got to keep going. I'm 40 years old, but being on this Mafia-thon with 22-year-old Kai, a 22-year-old have brought me to the highest point of my life, and I'm 40 years old. Don't quit. No matter how many times you got to fail to make it to that point, don't quit. I'm 40. A 22-year-old is bringing me to my highest level. I had to humble myself and understand that some places and some doors I can't open. I have to wait till God send me that person to help open them doors. It was Kai. Wait your turn. Wait for your time. Don't let nobody tell you, hey, it's too late. You've been doing it for too long. Apparently it ain't gonna work for you. Keep going. I guarantee you God is watching. God is looking. And he's going to send you your angel. Kai was my angel. I appreciate Kai. I appreciate this whole team. I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful for fitness. Because without fitness, I would have never met Kai. I would have never met none of these people. I would have never met y'all.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, work out, put God first, and keep believing in yourself. Be thankful for who God made you to be. Even if it don't look good right now, just be thankful, because at one point in your life, you're going to look at yourself and be like, wow, I'm glad I kept going. I'm glad I became the man that God and my mom and my family wanted me to be. So no matter, like I say, don't stop dreaming, don't stop believing, and don't stop working out, guys. Signing out, Coach.
I think it's totally okay in life if you don't know exactly what you want to do, but I think the first part of figuring out what you want to do in life is just stepping out there, being disciplined, being patient, and no matter how many setbacks there are, just even if it's hard, still doing it, still making the moves, no matter what. Just get out there and do what you want to do. You can always start something new in life, no matter what it is, when it is, just go for it. That's my advice.
All right, I'm gonna speak from the heart here. I'm not gonna think. I'm gonna say this. I'm 42 now. I was a young blood like you one day, with absolutely no possible way that I'd be where I'm at today. No possible way. It's never gonna happen. I'd have laughed in your face if you told me I have what I have now, including my beautiful family. You got to, first of all, ask for help. You might actually need help. And I'm just gonna say it. You might be too afraid to try it, but what's the worst that can happen? Shut yourself in your closet, shut yourself in your room, shut yourself in the bathroom, and get down on your dang knees and say a prayer that I need some help. I need help. I'm willing to do what you want. And you might end up collabing with the Lord, man. So I'm going to throw that out there first of all. Second of all, you got to be willing to sacrifice years of your life to make the next 50 amazing. If you're not willing to give up years of your life now to make the next 50 amazing, and maybe you don't want it, you got to give it up. Dedication, you need it all. You need all of it. And how much time have you put into this?
A lot.
A lot. Oh, your life. Your life. But the next 50 is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Sacrifice, dedication, forget about the motivation. It's never going to get you there. You need to make changes. You've got to do everything that you want. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about the guys laughing at you because of your ideas. Just send it. You got this much life. Use it wisely.
Don't be scared to get to the money at all times. I went to sleep 3 a.m. I was back up at 6:30. Excited. No excuses. My bad. Yo, shut the fuck up and let's get to the money, man. The person who gave me the best advice for financial freedom was my mother. She always told me when I was young, Will, if you can't touch it, don't do it. She said, when you buy that corner, you buy that address, you could go touch that. I never forgot it. The hardest lesson you're gonna gain always is taking a loss. Once you take a loss, that's most definitely, but the experience, you gotta take it like a champion. Take the L like a champion. Take the loss like a champion. But you gotta hold your head up, get back at it. And through those experiences, that's what made me who I am.
That's the last stage. I hope y'all know that's the final boss fight, is holding on to your sexual energy. Some of the hardest shit you can ever do in your life. Once you do that, you have escaped the matrix officially. If you can control your sexual energy, you have escaped the matrix. Because now, bro, you control everything about you. A woman can't, bro, you would catch a flight just for that husband. I'm a victim. You would go all around the world to get some. I'm a victim. Once you stop giving that shit attention to put all that energy to yourself, bro, you don't even need to meditate damn near. Bro, sexual energy is some of the most potent energy I have ever experienced. And I'm gonna say that right now. I went 200 plus days and it haven't been the same since. I ain't nowhere near that shit.
People, look, it's not a superpower to retain and all this stuff. Eventually it can be, but it's not gonna make you glow. It's the byproduct of doing those things, conquering yourself. That's what I like to call it. When you conquer yourself, you conquer your lust. When you conquer your desires, that's what makes you glow. That energy that's what's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? People not just gonna walk through. You're retaining. You know, maybe now since it's such a talked about theme, but they gonna be like, man, that's just something about you, man, or. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't, you feel better about yourself when you learn to control your desires and not dig into that life. But over the course of those 8 months, especially after that first few weeks and first months and stuff, those desires started to lessen.
There's two things that can get you over a girl. I would say is getting with another girl that make you feel better than the last girl, or putting it all into your work or glowing up work-wise. Yeah. I think the best one is putting it all into your work.
Yeah, for sure.
Because ain't nothing gonna hurt a girl better than you going up.
Yeah, going up for surely.
Yeah. So you never get over a girl. You never get over people that you mess with. That's why you gotta pick wisely. Yeah. Because even though you think you're getting over her, things that you're doing to try to get over her, that's just showing that you're not over her. You feel me? She left a scar on you. You feel me? You don't want nobody to leave no scars. Now, I ain't never met no girl who ever did no shit like that to me. But the one thing that broke my heart with a girl, she left me, right? And I want her so bad. I felt like she gonna be my wife and everything, but she just ain't want me no more. And I was like, I just had to accept it. It hurt me so bad that I ain't want to talk to a girl for like a whole year. And I really didn't. I ain't text a girl, I ain't call a girl, I ain't touch a girl.
If you don't love yourself, bro, nobody else is gonna love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So first off, it all start with self-love, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you get to a point where you love yourself, you're going to start taking care of yourself. You're going to start dressing better. You're going to start eating better. You're going to start feeling better. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start having confidence. And once you start having confidence, people is going to start seeing you have confidence. The way you walk going to be better. The way you talk going to be better. The way you feel going to be better. The way you live is going to be better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So start loving yourself, bro. Start taking care of yourself. Start taking yourself shopping and start buying yourself nice things and things of that nature, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because once people see how you love you, they want to love you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna end that off.
You need to love yourself. You need to build your self-esteem. And I think the first step to loving yourself and building your self-esteem is to ask yourself, why don't you love yourself? Or accept the fact that you're not happy with yourself.
Man, I see the problem with y'all, bro. The problem that y'all be having is y'all be thinking that y'all need people to support y'all in order to succeed, when that's false. That's not true. That is absolutely incorrect, bro. You don't need nobody to support you, bro. I don't care who it is. You don't need your mama. You don't need your daddy. You don't need your grandpa. You don't need your friends. You don't need your dog. You don't need your cat. You don't need your turtle. You don't need your squirrel. You don't need nobody, bro, except you and the man upstairs, bro. That's it, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, you got people who only gonna support you once they start seeing progress, bro. They only gonna support you when they start seeing you grow. They only gonna support you when they start seeing your grind finally pay off. And that's just how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me, bro, I only had 2 people to support me on my YouTube grind, bro. And that's my own brother and one of my homeboys, bro. Other than that, nobody cared. Nobody thought I was gonna make it. Nobody thought I was gonna be where I'm at except me. That's why I say you don't need support system, bro. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares until you already there. Nobody cares until they see a little buzz behind your name. That's when they want to hop on a little train and say, hey, bro, I've been supporting you, bro. I rock with the grind, bro. No, bro. I don't want to hear that now. Because me, I used to DM people on Twitter. People that I ain't even know, people that I was just randomly DMing people. The link to my YouTube. Hey, bro, can you know what I'm saying, subscribe to my channel? It'll help me out a lot. Get what they say? No. Get what they say? No. And now, 2-3 years later, 4 years later, the same people who going back and seeing that I DM'd them 3 years ago, guess what they saying? Oh, bro, I didn't even know you was gonna be this big, bro. My bad, bro. No!
Your depression comes from a lack of self-value. The last thing you need in your life is a woman. See, people think that having someone in their life that's gonna make them feel a certain way is gonna make their problems go away. But don't understand that it's just temporary, okay? Who you are before you know somebody is not gonna be any different the minute that they leave you. You have to fix the problem first. Don't put it on somebody else to fill that void, cover that gap that you need to fix in your life. See, emotional attachment is just a band-aid for your problems. You're depressed because you're not the person you know you're supposed to be. You're depressed because every time you're supposed to be doing something, you refuse to do it and turn to your weaker self. And every time you keep doing that, you need another shoulder to lie on. And that's when a woman comes in. See, and now you're comfortable. Now no matter who you are, you got somebody that loves you. And that's gonna make you stagnant. You have to fix who you are before you find somebody else, or else you're just gonna ruin both of you. Get to work.
It start with you wanting to be somebody. Can't nobody make you want to be successful. Can't nobody give you no drive. That's something like, you have to develop that within yourself, bro. Can't nobody make you get up in the morning, or you should go out here, fill out that job application, or you should try, like, bro, you look, as a man or as a woman, you should want to be somebody. You should want to take care of your kids, make your mama happy. You gotta change, bro. Just to go ahead and kill the misconception of them that they have of you, and to prove something to yourself that you can be somebody, that you can make it to this world. Cause best believe it's people around here like, oh, he ain't got no job, he always asking for money, or he always asking for her money, he can't pay the bills, he don't take care of his kids, his car no, he always bum me. It's somebody always got, they always got something to say, bro. So best believe in this lifetime, right now, if you can do something that's productive, if you can help somebody with it, do it.
I think the most important relationship that you need to have is low-key a relationship with yourself. Cause it's like, how you gonna have a good relationship with somebody else, whether it's friendship, girlfriend, boyfriend, and things of that nature, if you don't even have a good relationship with yourself first? How you gonna love somebody and you don't even love yourself first? See, that's where everybody be going wrong. Like, they be asking me, why you ain't got no girlfriend? Why you ain't in a relationship? Cause I had to step away from relationships in order to, you know what I'm saying, start to like learn myself and learn what I like to do on my own. You know what I'm saying? Now, since I did that, I became like a better person for somebody else. See, before I was low-key insecure, You know what I'm saying? I was judgmental and things of that nature. But when I stepped away from relationships and started working on myself, you know what I'm saying, and get in a better relationship with myself, now the next time I get in a relationship, bro, I'm gonna be like the best boyfriend in the world. But I had to get away from relationship first in order to start that process. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you feel me?
A lot of the issues that we have in our world today and in our own lives is because there's a lack of respect. There's a lack of respect for people. There's a lack of respect for yourself. There's a lack of respect for space and boundaries and the whole nine. It's crazy. But respect goes a long way. You'll get to a point in your life where you realize that respect is the only thing that a person can truly pay you. You'll be able to make your own money. You'll be able to, create your own happiness and joy and respect as well. You got to respect yourself first. It's like you can't pay me nothing. Just respect me. And I'm not demanding some respect, in the way that you would have to grovel at my feet, but don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? And if I hold other people to that standard, I have to hold myself to that standard.
Wow. The most meaningful aspect of having financial freedom for me is the ability to push the green light when you decide to. When you see a great idea, when you see something that's inspiring to you, you could push the green light because you can say, yo, I like this. I want to buy in on this. I believe in this. I want to take this to the next level. And that's what you do, which I've done with several brands. When I got my first $1 million check, Def Jam Records, L.A. Reid, Jay-Z, I didn't buy a car that entire year. I just went and got it. I left no money on the table. I'm gonna state 5 important rules that apply to me because I believe everybody has their own silver lining. Well, for me, it's first and foremost desire. How much desire do you truly possess? I mean, you went to college, you got a master's degree. Does that make you successful? Desire, passion, lack of fear. You can't be scared to gamble on yourself. You gotta be willing to gamble. Can't be scared to throw the dice. Most times, nobody else will bet than you. So you gotta bet on yourself. I try to learn something every day. Launching other streams of revenue, whether it's car shows, which is 7 figures before the event itself, whether it's whatever it is, here we are, richer than we ever been.
The biggest mistake any nigga ever make is getting too comfortable, kicking their feet up, taking that motherfucking victory lap. Cause you ain't never safe. Somebody always out there, watching. And by the time you see him, it's already too late. I think the things you go through make you who you are. Mm-hmm. And in my journey, like, there's certain things that I'm not really, I don't even let it into my system like that. I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you got to go to work. You got to get up. You got to go do what you got to do. You got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got responsibilities, so
yes,
they feel uncomfortable while they're working, while they're doing what they got to do. When these guys get in a slump and they just decide that they're not going to do anything, I'm like, where they do that at?
Right.
Even when you're on the street, you got a pack. You just decide not to come outside?
Yeah.
They're going to beat you up. You're going to beat to death. Wait till you come out. Now, all of the situations, if you don't have fear, then you just not acknowledging danger.
Right.
At that point.
I learned that in the 50th law.
Nah, yeah, but you just stupid. Then you're not scared of nothing. So
right.
You watch that guy that just has zero fear and say, yeah, we can get him. He's tough. We're going to have a hard time chewing on him, but we're going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
We get him. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you just got to pay attention to your surroundings and things that's going on. And you say, never saying the toughest guy. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I die in the process, I was doing what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Even the themes. Look, it's power to dollar.
Yep.
I get hit, I come back. Get rich or die trying.
Yeah.
Right? And the process, because that's already what I'm feeling like I'm going to do. I'm in the process. It's the greatest thing is to watch me, because either I'm going to get rich or I'm going to die in the process. And this is what I'm going to call a record.
It's easy to give up.
Hell
it's easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. Oh yeah. I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
I think the only thing that separates people is passion, right? And having the ability to focus on something, or to work on it, will allow you to work hard enough to be good enough at it. That's the Kobe Bryant run. He out working those people. He like, you know, a lot of people in the league form according to their paycheck. So they're like, I ain't getting that money, let them do it.
Kobe was there every day.
Yeah, and that's what separates him and makes him special to us in a different way, even after he's gone.
Losing's not an option, then you got to do everything possible to win. And I don't understand how they become complacent and feel like, oh, it's okay. You know, you get people that deal with things by not actually dealing with them.
And it was a time that I actually didn't have anything, because the things that I acquired when I was hustling, it kind of went away. I had to get rid of it in order to have enough to stay afloat. You know, and things don't happen when you want them to happen all the time. It happens when it's supposed to happen. When God has a plan for you to actually be successful, it'll happen for you. So you got to be persistent, consistent, and work. You know, I didn't have a plan B. I said it absolutely has to work. You know, so I stayed focused and I made it happen.
People are really loyal to their company. And when they are forced to actually sustain things that they have, they can get upset when whoever appears to have everything. No problem. Whoever's doing it easy in their mind, because like I've been working to consistently keep it like that. I've been on the Forbes list 5 years in a row while I haven't released the album in 5 years, and I haven't released the record. Like while doing everything else, the part that they feel like isn't working, because when they're not actually making music, when we're not really grinding on that level.
See, I'm not in the street, but I'm close enough to the street to know exactly what's going on. Call me the fire hydrant. I won't be moved. You see what I'm saying? I'll be a part of our culture for a long period of time, because you still won't be able to find someone that has a period of time. It's a 10-year block. There's nothing happening in hip-hop but that. That whole 10 years is it.
And those eras aren't normally decades, man. They're normally a few years.
A couple months for
Didn't have a major record company marketing and promote my project until 2003. Right. You know, so for that time period, I had to run on my own energy. You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt at that time. And what it does is it makes you feel like, well, it made me feel like there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance, because they don't understand the process I went through. And how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. I feel like you can will yourself into a good space. Things that are meant to happen will. And if you believe in yourself enough, you can help yourself learn. You can inspire yourself in different ways where you can actually discipline yourself, to the point that you can become good enough. Like from 97, like when I started writing, it was full time. Like every day I was writing music, because I had no choice. If I was gonna stop hustling, then how was I gonna provide or continue the lifestyle that I created for my son's mom, my son, and myself?
You can't have any success without jealousy, without envy, or entitlement. Right? Entitlement being the scary part, because it's growing in someone you love. It's hard for you to see those things, the change in them. These are loved ones. These are people that are around you that like relatives.
You can't choose
them. You can't choose them.
The interesting thing is when we pray for success, we don't pray for jealousy, we don't pray for envy, we don't pray for entitlement. And we can't have those things without success. And this is what changes the relationships around you from the start. Because I want everybody to come with me, because we went on the road. By the time we got off the tour, look, I said I can do whatever I want as long as I keep working.
They look at you and say, damn, boy, you're young, why your clothes look so old? I'm like, oh man, why you gotta say that? It's just, they would say stuff to me and then they look out for me, but in a different way. Like they give me, here, you know what that is? Know what to do with it? It's all right. Anybody bother you, tell them I get it to you. And there's some guys that were big enough in the neighborhood for them not to whoop me for selling. So it kind of got me started early. I was like hustling since I was like 12.
look at this. I didn't have cars or nothing like that at that point because this was the first month I didn't have anything. Right. I had $800 a month for my responsibilities, the rent and stuff. So I went on that tour. Following that, by the time I came back, it was $38 million there, and no idea what I was going to do before then in tax time.
That's crazy.
So it was like we went to work, like really work. I was like, what you going back for? You want to go home?
Right.
We didn't have at home. You going back there for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go home? Like, that was a threat. If you told me you
if they push me to a certain point, I'll mess up in front of everybody.
Yeah,
I'm tired of the capability to just go there because it's just the way I'm brought up. Like, I never, ever, I never ran from anything because I didn't have nobody to go to. I've always had that, where I'm going. Home to get me? Ain't nobody there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been in a situation where I'm forced to deal with it myself, so.
I associated everything good with my mom. And when she went away, all the nice things went away. So I would see, you know, the nice cars, clothes, jewelry, and different things, and they would appear to have everything from my perspective at that point. And it kind of led me into the same lifestyle that she was actually in. And I started hustling too, because they'd ask, like, what's the matter with your shoes? And not realize that there's no one there to buy those shoes anymore. They buy your shoes the first time, and then when they get tired of feeding you fish, because after we eat the fish, we hungry again. They give you a pole.
Ain't no school for this shit. You gotta be smart enough to pick up the information as you go. I was crazy enough to believe what the I was saying gonna happen was gonna happen. And that's why I was persistent enough and consistent enough to exist now. My grandfather told me, you don't get as far as the that you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you spending your day talking to a nigga and got nothing going on, what the kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation?
As I grow older, the one thing that becomes clearer to me each and every day is that I don't owe anyone a thing, and neither do you. I've seen a lot of people pollute their potential after sipping from the well of entitlement. This is certainly true of many of the people I've been associated with over the years, even my own son. What they need to understand is that you should never feel like the world owes you anything. It doesn't. You must accept that it's all on you. That might seem like a very cynical way to view the world, but I would argue that it's actually liberating. You can only feel betrayal when you feel like you're owed something from someone. You can only feel resentment when you had expectations for assistance. When you accept that it's all on you, only then can you finally be free to focus 100% on being the best version of yourself.
There's always a way. There's always a way. Keep pushing. Don't stop. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop!
If you're in a classroom and there are people in your class and you feel like you are behind those people, you feel like there is no way that you could become as good as they are, then the point is that it only takes 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You could do it in 2 weeks. And so let me explain this, because this was actually a comment that someone made in a room I was in many years ago. There was this math professor who I didn't really know, and he was talking to a student who I didn't really know. And the conversation went something like this. The student was feeling like, they were behind, and the professor was saying, well, when students feel that way, I always tell them, you're really only 2 weeks behind. You might think that you can't catch up to them. You might think that you can't be as good as they are. You might think that you can't improve your mathematics to get to the level where they are because they're succeeding and maybe you're not. But the reality is it only takes 2 weeks. And so I left the room and I thought about it. And it didn't make any sense. I mean, how is this guy going to know that it only takes 2 weeks? Right? Because different people are at different levels. So how does this comment make any sense at all? You know, people say things all the time. So why is this true? And so here's the rationale. When you are in a classroom in college, and I'll just use the US as an example, but it's probably true in most places in the world. If you're in a classroom, there's usually some requirement that is needed for you to be there. For example, in the US, when you go to college, you take some entrance exam and they place you in a class. They say, okay, you can go into college algebra. Okay, you're really good at math. We can put you in calculus. There's a placement test, and people always criticize these tests and they criticize the system, and that's fine, you can criticize it. But there exists some sort of placement where people are put into classrooms. It doesn't have to be perfect, but there is a system. And so by some sense, everyone in that class is somehow supposed to be equal. But we all know that's not true, right? Different people have different abilities, different talents, different intellects. But the system puts us all in this place. And so the rationale is that if you work hard enough, within 2 weeks, you should be able to catch up. And I agree. I think it's possible. I think it's possible now, after years of just reflecting on the statement and thinking it was just bogus. I think you can do it. Because think about it, everyone is roughly equal. If I think of all the students that I've had in all the classes I've ever taught, and I think about some of the worst students, like the students that they were just really bad. I've had some that had really, really bad issues with math, some that were just not very good. And then I look at the best students. Could these students who were really bad actually catch up and get the same grade on the test as one of the good students? Absolutely yes. Absolutely. Definitely 100%. I know, because I would make the tests. I know that if they knew X, Y, and Z, they could get a 100% on the test.